Do another little blip blip. Well, I was just on my way out to Stevens, and it sounded like I ran over something, but it completely blew out the sidewall of the tire. So the tire is completely flat. But the car itself still seems fine, so I guess I'm gonna have to try to drive it back over to the house. But I'll give you another update. Well, I made it back home. I'm going really slow. So now we got to get the jack out of the shed and the four-way, and I've got my key lock in the door. I'm going to jack it up and take the wheel off. Fucking just what I needed. But I got to get this done, so y'all stay tuned. Alright, y'all. Got the wheel off. And looky there. Splitter open. It looks like whatever I hit right here punctured a hole right there, and then that made it blow it out completely. That sucks. See, look, it's not like rubbing on the strut or nothing, or else there would be like a bunch of marks all over. It just looks like I hit something and it kind of started to dig in. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I know it definitely sounded like something bounced off the bottom of the car though. But that's alright. At least I made it home. So Steven's on his way. And he's going to bring me a spare off of it's like one of the stock Impala wheels. So I'm going to throw a Steely on it, and that'll at least help get me by for a little bit. And yeah, kind of go from there. So I guess I'll give you guys another update once Steven gets here. Alright, YouTube. Well, Steven brought me the wheel. I've got it on. Here's the old one. So that thing is blown the fuck out. So we already drained Steven's car of the E85 into some gas cans. I was able to fill up the Grand Am, so at least now the Grand Am has a full tank, and he didn't have to pay me anything. He just gave me the E85 he was pulling out, and then he brought a 5-gallon gas can full of 91, so we filled it back up with 91. He was able to get a hold of Daniel Smuts. And since I had his laptop with HP tuners, because I've been using it for the GXP, so he came over here and we were able to get it hooked up and adjust everything in there from E85 back to 91 with the help of Daniel Smuts, and changing the injector pulse or something with the fueling. So we were able to get everything swapped over, and the car runs really well. Steven said he thinks it runs better on 91 than it did with the E85, so I don't know, I'm just glad that he's happy with it. The car's working for him. It is smoking some. I think he's got bad valve seals in his engine, and so it's smoking a little bit, smelling like burnt oil. But overall, the car's running and driving really well, so he's happy with it for now. I showed him how to do the data log, and told him he needs to record and save the data log and send it to Daniel, so that Daniel can help him adjust everything and kind of go from there. So he will be able to get the car dialed in. And hey YouTube, alright, so just got back home from the tire shop. So it's been a couple of days since the last clip, but so I went and got a tire. It was $100. I sold It's like a Dell PC in my mom's old computer case on eBay for $65. And then I sold the 42-pound injectors that I had on the GXP back on eBay for either 40 or 50. And then, you know, they take fees. And then I also sold that Goodyear Gatorback belt that I got a long time ago that was supposed to be for $3,800. And it ended up, they had the wrong belt in the sheathing. But yeah, I sold all that stuff on eBay and I got $88, and then I had $17 cash. And so they said it was $100 mounted in balance. It's a brand new tire. It's Zeta, but it is a directional, but it's the exact same size, and it's still Z rated. It's the exact same rating and everything as the Lexani LX20 Z rated tires that I had on there. So the car ride's good. It was kind of pulling a little bit, so whenever I got home I just adjusted the tie rods a little bit, tried to do a little eyeball alignment. This one might need brought out a little bit more, but I don't know. It's looking pretty good, so I'll just have to go drive it and see if the steering wheel stays straight. But the car's running good. It's shifting through all the gears. The clutch is working. As you can tell, see, it's been spitting out fluid out this breather, so the cap's all wet. And I keep using this rag and wiping it down. But I think it was just like pushing the air bubbles out this breather, and it's getting the cap wet. But all I know is the clutch is working, so I'm happy with that. That saves me $120 or whatever it was to actually take it to the shop and have them bleed the clutch with the vacuum bleed machine. So I'm glad the clutch is working. I've been driving it for like the last 5 or 6 days now, and hasn't given me any issues with the clutch. So the only issue I had was the tire blew out, and all I did was just pull out and didn't even make it 2 blocks down the street, and I heard the tire going psh, 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 and that was it. Yeah, it was a huge gash in it. So I don't know if I hit something. I went back and looked, and I didn't see anything laying in the road, so I don't know what I hit. But I have a new tire now, so I just barely got enough money to get it, but it's good. It's on there. It's not rubbing the strut or anything, so I don't know what happened with the other wheel, but I don't know. Shit happens. It is what it is, I guess. I can't change it. But other than that, the car's running really good. It's still running really rich, and it's going through a shit ton of E85. So I went through half a tank in the last couple days, and I've only been going like a couple miles up the street and over to David's, and I went up to Walmart, which is like 3 miles up there and 3 miles back. But I mean, I haven't really been driving very far, going any long distances, and it's going through E85 pretty quick. So I definitely need to get another $100 to get some more credits for HP tuners, so I can plug the HP tuners into the Grand Am and actually change some stuff. And I'm really debating on going back to 91, just because the cam was a lot more choppy on 91, and yeah, it just seemed to run a lot better. And I don't know if it's just the E85 that's in Oklahoma that's at these gas stations around, but it's like even on Steven's Grand Prix, whenever he brought me that spare the other day, whenever I had the blowout, like his green Grand Prix is on E85, and it was tuned for it and everything, and it was still kind of running like shit. And he's got a wideband, and we just swapped it back to E80 or to 91 from E85, and it's running a lot better now. All his check engine lights went off. So I don't know. I'm really debating on doing the same thing on the Grand Am, and that way hopefully I'll get a little bit better gas mileage, because right now I haven't like done the math on it, but I'm probably getting like 8 or 10 miles a gallon with this E85. So, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how all that goes. But overall, it's running and driving pretty well. So I need to go drive it around. a little bit, make sure that the steering wheel still tracks and stays straight and it drives straight and it's not pulling left or right. Looks like my badge is starting to come off. That sucks. I'm gonna have to fix that. Looks like something must have caught on it. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm happy with the car so far though. And then earlier, right as I left the tire shop to come back home, I went from first to second and the shift knob came off. So I got some of this Gorilla super glue and put a couple dabs in there and shoved it on. So hopefully that will it will hold that on and it won't pop off no more. So I'm gonna let that dry for a few hours before I go drive it again. And yeah, kind of go from there. So I guess I'll give you guys another update whenever I go for a little cruise to test out the eyeball alignment. It's hard to hold the camera and record. Alright you guys, so while I was at the house, I went ahead and added in the dog bone back in. It's a lot sturdier now, but it's thrown off the alignment. So now both wheels are like, the driver's side wheel is like turned to the left and the passenger side wheel is turned to the right. So I need to adjust both of them out a little bit on both sides, like maybe a half a turn or a full turn, to straighten them up a little, and then they'll be good. And now that I've added the dog bone back in, it's a lot more solid now, and now I'm not hearing the exhaust slap the bottom of the car, so that's good. But yeah, I just want to give y'all another little update, show y'all the progress, so y'all stay tuned. Oh yeah, and also I super glued on that shift knob, and it's nice and solid now, hasn't popped off at all. So I'll know more on that once I actually go drive it, like on the highway, and I'm actually shifting and everything. This little light shifting isn't really much pressure, but I don't know. But yeah, I'll give you guys another update. Hey there YouTube. So I've been driving the Grand Am for the last couple of weeks. Been driving really good actually. I mean, it does still run rich. It still needs dialed in on the tune. It's still on a bass tune. But I mean, it's been running really well. And I noticed I had a little bit of leak while I was over at David's house the other day. And so I checked everything. And look at there. We have an oil leak. Or power steering, one or the other. It is all in the engine mount. And it's crazy because it wasn't really that low. I thought maybe it was going to be the power steering, because it did look like it was a little wet coming from up there, but no, that's going to be like a front main seal or something. I mean, I guess some of that could be water, because I did drive up to Walmart this morning, but I don't know, that it's kind of looking like some oil in there. So, I don't know, I guess we'll just have to see. But I'm doing a oil change, and because it did look a little dirty and kind of smelled like some fuel, like E85 or something. So I figured it was probably time for an oil change. So I went up to Walmart, got AC Delco filter, and I just got some more Supertech oil, 530 full synthetic. So I guess I'm going to clean out this oil filter housing and get the new filter on. But I'm definitely going to have to look into this, this oil leak over here. I don't like that at all. Doesn't look like the bolts are backed out any. Looks like maybe that one. It's got to be the front seal. So, yeah, I think it might have blown out the front seal, which is weird because that's actually a brand new seal too. But little problems. At least the belt isn't rubbing on anything. The AC compressor isn't rubbing the hose anymore. The car seems to be driving pretty straight. I'm actually like really happy with the car itself. It's pulling good. I haven't had any more flats, so that's good. But yeah, it's just, I thought that was kind of crazy that there is quite a bit of oil pulled up in that mount, or mount bracket. And yeah, so I just wanted to share with you guys and show y'all what's going on with the 3800 F23 swapped Grand Am. And that's it. So I guess I guess I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this oil change, top her off, and I'll just have to keep an eye on it. And I guess to get all this oil out of here, I'm gonna use my little brake bleeder tool over there. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, it's right there. And I used that the other day to clean out the brake reservoir. So I think I'm going to use that to suck the oil out of that and just kind of clean it up some. Maybe I'll spray it down with some of this brake clean just to kind of clean it up, and then I'll get a better idea of where it's actually leaking from, and I can just keep an eye on it. So I just wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to finish up this oil change and I'll give y'all another update. Alright y'all, well, I just got the car back on the ground. Topped her off, she looks good. I started it, I revved it up, and it went and died. I wish I would have been recording, but and looky, she is in neutral, and she's locked. Great. Well, this engine's toast. That fucking sucks. So, yep, the Grand Am is now dead. I swear, dude. I can't win. And it's been running so good. Who would have thought some new oil and filter? Is there anything leaking out the bottom? Let me jack it back up. I don't know, guys. I just jacked it up, scooted it over some with the jack. I looked underneath. I didn't see anything. There's no holes in the block, nothing leaking from underneath. So it's something internal, whether it spun a bearing or, I don't know, maybe one of the bolts come out of the flywheel or something. I'm not for sure. I don't see I don't see anything leaking from anywhere, except for where it had been leaking oil over in that mount. from the front seal, and I got all that cleaned out. Oil filter's not leaking. She's still full of oil. Well, I think, I don't know, I might just sell the whole damn car. I can't work on it here. I don't have money to buy an engine for this. I didn't have money to buy one for the silver car, so this one's no different. So, yeah, I guess, if anyone's interested, I don't know where this smoke's coming from. I'm not even smoking a cigarette. Oh, it's hair. There we go. But yeah, so she done. If anyone's interested, let me know. Alright, y'all. Well, I'm sitting back in the car, and the clutch is still working. So that leads me to believe that it's not the flywheel didn't come off or break. It's got to be a rod or a lifter or a piston. Something happened. Say, on this engine, I did replace pistons before. So it could be a rod bolt came loose, or maybe it's just weak. I mean, these are Series 2 NA rods. So this is a top swap. It is still on a base tune. I don't know. Let me try it again. We'll see. No, it's locked. Oh. Damn, that almost sounds like the crank broke. No. She's done. Well, I think I might just post the whole car for sale. So I can't work on it here with the new owners. I don't have money to buy another engine. I've still got to pull the engine out of the GXP and do the rear head. So, I don't know. But yeah, the Grand Am needs an engine for sure. Alright, you guys, so it's the next day after blowing this thing up yesterday. So, I just pulled out, this is cylinder 3. Fucked, that's cylinder 5. So I went ahead and got the camera. And I'm pretty sure that is the wrist pin. And there's just no piston.
Here, cover the light on the phone real quick.
Wow. Yeah, look, there's the piston laying upside down.
Oh, no.
Definitely catastrophic failures. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to see. I'm going to have to pull the timing cover and see if, yeah, see if I can see if the timing chain come off, just to verify. But now I definitely know I can't just reuse these pistons in the engine. So I had located an engine from Steven as a replacement, and it was a good runner, and it just had a lot of blow by. And I did head gaskets with ARP head studs, all new gaskets on the engine, like everything, got it all back together, and it was still the same way. And so I was like, well, I cleaned out the PCV valve, which is in here, and, you know, I did all that, did new oil and a new coupler and shit, and a supercharger. Like, I did a bunch of stuff to his engine. I did new valve seals and everything. And, yeah, it still had the exact same issue. So I was like, the only other thing it could be is bad piston rings and it's letting blow by. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. And so yeah, we end up replacing the engine. So he has that engine. He told me if I redo all the gaskets and shit on the new engine, now that it's back in his car and it's running, it's got some bad valve seals, burn a little oil, but it's been dialed in by Daniel Smuts, and he said it's running really good and it drives good. It just smokes a little bit and it smells like burning oil. So I told him it's probably just the bad valve seals, and he has a full engine gasket kit. So I told him I will redo all his gaskets and his valve seals and stuff, and he's gonna give me his old engine as payment. So, like, I found another engine, but yeah, that is fucking toast. God. Oh. Yeah. That's done. So, I mean, shit happens. But I'm going to pull the other 4 spark plugs out, and I'm going to throw this down to all the cylinders just to see what they all look like, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I've got all 3 of the rear spark plugs out. So, where's the hole? So, all 3 of the rear ones seem to be fine. But I just want to show you guys. So, there's that one right at the top. That one's 2. This one's cylinder 4. It still looks pretty good. Oh, that cylinder wall looks kind of fucked up. Look right there. Look at the wall.
Oh, it's got some scoring on it.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Alright, and then here's cylinder 6. Which I thought this one was going to be fucked up too, but the piston's right at the very top of the cylinder. So, yeah, something definitely happened. Hopefully, everything else in there is still fine. Hopefully the cam and the push rods and everything else are fine. But yeah, so I'm probably going to have to drop the subframe down to get the crank pulley off to remove the timing cover. I thought about removing the pulley on the water pump and then maybe being able to get to the timing sensor back there. I can see it down there. Yeah, she's right there. But I don't know, it's really going to be a pain in the ass to get to it. But I don't know, I might be able to pull that out, but even then I'm really only going to be able to see the gear itself and not the actual full chain. So I don't know. But I think I'm probably going to end up doing a part out on it probably and just try to recoup as much as I can. And even if I don't sell the whole car, I can sell a lot of the engine parts, and I don't know, maybe I can get another 3400 to put back in it and keep a 5-speed with the 3.4 in it. I don't know, if I do that, then I can use the factory 3400 engine mount up at the top. I won't even have to worry about a lower mount at all. So that's an idea. I would just have to figure out what flywheel I would need to use. It would still be the same clutch and pressure plate. I would just have to use a different flywheel, whether it's a 3.1 or 3.4 or 3.5, like one of those. It's different on the 3800. Different bolt pattern. But I'm sure someone in the group's already done like a 3500 with a F23 and turbos, and I'm sure somebody knows what flywheel it is, whether it's off of like a G6 or something else that was a manual. So somebody knows, so I could figure it out. And I don't know, that's for future if no one buys the car. I just wanted to assess the damage and see exactly what's going on. But yeah, with that piston being destroyed, there's no way I'm going to be able to salvage the pistons to put into his other engine that needs piston rings. So it's really like no point now in even doing that. I mean, he still wants me to do his valve seals and stuff. But, yeah, I don't really have a use for that other engine now. And I don't know if the head is damaged either. So, she's going to have to come apart. So I think I might start tearing her down, get the belts off, and get the supercharger off, and the coil bracket. And, yeah, start tearing her down some so I can really see the damage and assess things. So, I guess I'm going to grab some tools and I'll give you guys another update as I make some more progress on this. Alright, you guys, so I've got the coil bracket and supercharger belt tensioner. I got both the belts removed the valve cover, and I got the rockers off. Went ahead and pulled the push rods. All the push rods are straight. Nice. So no issues with the push rods. I got those cleaned up. And looking at it from this angle, everything looks great. But then when you look at it from this angle, let's see, hold on, here we go. Okay. Without a rocker on there, that should be up even with the others. Oh, we might have a few bent valves.
Yeah, there's another one that looks like it's not popped up.
Actually, it looks like this one is popped up. Oh.
Oh, it's broke.
Yeah, look, that one's... Okay, so this one's the problem. Wow.
Well, they could all be broken, too. There could be...
Well, all the other ones are still on there. Yeah, that'd be an issue.
Damn.
But the push rods are fine, so that's awesome. Those are kind of expensive from ZZP. Looks like the springs are still fine. The retainer's still fine. It's just the valve. That's crazy.
That's broken.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just want to give you guys a little update. So, but man, everything else looks really good. So, I guess I'm going to keep moving along. I was trying to get down here to the cam sensor. It's buried way down there. And yeah, it's just really fucking hard to get to right now. So I'm probably not going to be able to pull that off. But I'm going to have to drain the coolant, which I need to catch and save. Because whenever I get the GXP done, if I can save all the coolant that's in here, then I can recycle it and put it into the GXP. And that will save me at least a little bit of money. Because, like I said, I am completely broke right now. I have like 50 cents to my name. So, yeah, this was just a huge bummer. But, yeah, I guess I'm going to keep working on it. And I'll give you guys another update. Well, looky there. Got the valve spring with the retainer and the locks and the valve seal off. And then the valve just went bloop and fell right down in there.
It went bye-bye.
So, it's now down in the cylinder. But it's alright. It's already blown up, so it's not like it matters. It's got to come apart. But, yeah, definitely. All the other ones look fine. So, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The timing chain broke. The cylinder 3 piston hit that valve. And shattered the piston and bent the fuck out of that valve. And it also destroyed the spark plug in the process. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. It sucks. Especially considering, like, I just did an oil change and put other spark plugs in it. And, man, I think I just filled it up most of the way with E85 also. But, I guess, David helped me out. He got the intake off, so we're about to disconnect the throttle bracket and undo this and unplug these last couple cables from the throttle body. And then I've got to I got to disconnect the battery, undo the power wire from the alternator. I'm going to remove the alternator but leave the bracket on so I don't lose any coolant. And then I'm going to focus on getting the supercharger pulled off. And so that way I can at least check and make sure there's like no pieces of piston up in the intake. I mean, it's hard. Look, it's hard to spin. So yeah, there's a good possibility the whole engine is completely fucked. So I really hope not, but it's
yeah, quit spinning that.
Yeah, so we're gonna get this stuff off of here, and I'll give you guys another update. Okay, look at here. So he just disconnected the throttle bracket. Look at here.
Oh no, there's rocks.
Full of metal chunks. I don't even see rotors in there anymore.
Did the rotors explode? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, there's some chunks missing off the rotors. Wow.
It really grenaded then. Damn.
Oh, my God. Well, she's toasted pretty good, fellas. I don't know how the push rods survived. Thank God ZZP actually makes some beefy-ass fucking push rods. They are definitely fucking worth the money. I believe those are actually the 3/8. I thought those were 5/16, but those are the 3/8 push rods. So, definitely worth the like $150, $160 for the 3/8 over the 5/16. They're like $40 more, but definitely worth it. That's crazy. This is like the first major catastrophic engine failure that I've had, so I gotta do the alternator first.
Yeah.
And that battery. Where'd the 8 go? The little short 8? No, the short one. Oh, it's on this one. You want to undo that power?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to start getting this alternator off, and I'll give you guys another update once we got the supercharger removed. Alright, you guys. Well, we got the supercharger removed. You can see there's metal chunks all up through here in the EGR port, which is deleted on this. And then yeah, the supercharger is like pretty much fucked. It only goes back and forth that far. So yeah, supercharger's fucked. So there's no reusing this. It's got a good coupler and a good pulley. Probably just take the whole snout off. But I'm pretty sure the supercharger itself is fucked. So yeah, that's gonna have to come apart. So yeah, it's just completely grenaded. So yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm probably just gonna end up parting it out. And I don't know, if the transmission and stuff doesn't sell, I can always get another 3400 and put back in here. It should bolt up to the F23, and I can use the factory engine mount spots over there for the 3400. And I'll just have to remove this part of the harness that I got from Gauge, and just use a normal 3400 injector and coil harness. So it sucks that it happened, but I'm going to try to salvage what I can, and maybe I can sell some shit and get some money together to buy another engine for this, or maybe I can get the money to at least get the GXP done, rent a storage, get the Title 42 going on that, get insurance on it, do the rear head bolt holes and rethread and insert those, get it back together. And then the car should be good, and then I can reuse the coolant that's in here to fill that up, and it should be good to go. And I'll be able to drive that. And if there's enough money left over, then, you know, maybe I can get another 3.4 or something and put this back to a 3400 and just, I guess just revise the tune back to the factory tune with HP tuners. But, yeah, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go for tonight. I don't want to drain it yet, and so I don't want to have to remove all this stuff. And because this is gonna, once I remove this alternator bracket, all the coolant's gonna come out. And like I said, it's like all the way up here to fill up in the lower intake. So I don't want to pull this off, and it's all brand new oil. I don't know, is that even worth trying to save if it's got that much metal and shit in there?
Absolutely not.
And
not even with the finest of coffee filters.
well, it's got good ARP head studs, so I will be removing those. And front and rear power logs and a ceramic crossover, the ZZP hose, aeromotive fuel pressure regulator, ZZP fuel logs with 42.5 pound Lucas injectors. And yeah, these are LS7 Corvette springs with ZZP modified retainers. It looks like all the retainers and springs are still fine. It's just that dropped the valve. So the front head is probably fucked. The rear head is probably okay. So I'll probably have one good L32 head. And yeah, it sucks. I put a lot of time and money into this car for this to happen, but it's just at a bad time, and I can't afford it right now. So I can always build it up again. Like I said, if I just part out the engine, I'll still have the rest of the car. Can always find another engine once I make some money or figure something out. But right now, both the cars are down, so I've got to get a car together. And I was driving this. I've been driving it for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been doing great. I did an oil change and it fucking blew up. So I mean, talk about freak accident shit, but I mean, it's my fault. I went rip, and it went so I wanted to hear the supercharger whine, and it blew up. And whether it was my fault, whether it ran lean, or whether it was the spark plugs I put in the other day didn't spark, or whether the timing chain broke, I don't know yet. I'm still yet to get to that, but I will figure it out. It's just going to have to be another day. So I guess I'm going to grab the valve cover and just toss it back on there for now, and I guess I'll give you guys another update whenever I start working on it again. Alright, you guys, well, I just pulled the front head off. What in the hell is that tube?
Well,
Oh, that's the valve. Okay.
combustion chamber doesn't look that beat up.
It's a chunk of piston wedged between the cylinder wall and the crank.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, would you look at that?
She is destroyed. Destroyed. What's the front?
It's got that one valve looks
Oh,
like,
yeah, okay.
but it really didn't dink up the combustion.
The other cylinders look fine. Oh, there's a little piece of metal holding that valve open. And that one as well.
Oh, God.
So metal made it into the other cylinders. That's crazy.
I think the supercharger started to come apart. And then it was sending stuff in.
I think it was all just this piston. From the looks of it, like, I mean, the other ones still look pretty good, like, I mean, they're definitely a little dirty, but for like, what, 400-ish, 450 miles,
Yeah,
probably not even that,
not even that.
probably about 250 miles.
Well, it doesn't look like it harmed the bolts too badly. They're not like bent or stretched out or...
No, they all came off good. They were definitely still torqued. So, next I've got to get this alternator bracket removed, and then I can pull the rear push rods and rockers. And so I've posted a part out on Facebook in the groups last night. I've got one guy wants the springs and retainers. Another guy wants the supercharger snout with the pulley and hub. Another guy wants the throttle body adapter plate. So I've got that boxed up. Someone's already bought the wideband gauge in O2, so I've already got that boxed up. I just got to print his shipping label and drop it off. I got somebody else that wants the crossover, the rear power log, and the downpipe. And I'm trying to convince him to just buy all of it as like a package. But he just wants the rear and the crossover. But yeah, I know I hate to do it, but I need to get the GXP done, and this is like just catastrophic. I really hope the cam is still okay. I mean, there's only a couple holes, but from what I can see of it, it looks fine, but there's no telling. So, I'm just gonna have to check it out, I guess. Keep tearing her down. So, I'm gonna remove that shit and try to get the rear head off tonight as well. I've still got to remove the rear power log before I can get to the head stud nuts. So, I guess y'all give me a little bit, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I used this wrench to pry up on the rod, and the engine rolled backwards.
The whole car rolled backwards.
Yeah, like everything rolled backwards. But now it is moves around. You can see the piston laying down there in the oil pan. Yeah, she's done. But all the other pistons moved, which lets me know that everything else is fine. All the other cylinders are fine. So everything on the rear head, push rods, all that should be fine. Really, I'm really hoping the cam is still okay, but I won't know until I get the timing cover off and pull the engine out. And maybe with the timing cover and the balancer and all the accessories off, I might have enough room to actually pull the engine and just leave the trans in the car. But I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, I guess I'm going to keep tearing it down and get this rear head off. I just wanted to give you guys a little, let y'all know how that went. But at least it's not seized up anymore. Alright, you guys, so I just got the rear head off. Everything's looking good. All the pistons are there. So that's good. That means it was, I still see some shit. So some shit made it all the way over into the other cylinders. That's crazy. But the cam actually seems to look okay. It's got a couple marks on it. But I mean, it looks decent. And I got all the lifters over here. And all of them have the little wheels on them still. I mean, some of them do have some little metal pieces stuck to them. But I mean, none of the lifters broke. The lifter trays are intact. All the push rods are straight. These are all the 7050 ZZP. And then these are the front head studs. I still got to remove the rears. And then somebody wants the springs and retainers, so I've got to pull all the springs and retainers off both heads. And then I got to get the head studs out of the rear. The head studs are still available. And then this one right here, so this one is stripped. So I'm going to have to take and get like a bigger size. These are a 5mm. So I'm going to have to get a little bit bigger, like a 5.5, and hammer down in there and try to get that one free, because that one's like seized. And yeah, I mean, you can see why, right? So I'm going to have to get that one out. So that one might be a little messed up. But yeah, so somebody wants the valve springs and retainers. So I've got the front head sitting over there. And the one with the broke valve, the spring and retainer and locks and everything were still attached to the piece of the valve. And so this is my little trophy. So this is a piece of the valve. And so the locks were still in this little groove, keeping the retainer and the spring connected, even though the bottom half of the valve was gone. But yeah, and there's the piston ring that I pulled out of the cylinder. And then these are like, this is whenever my lifter completely broke it like turns sideways. The little wheel used to be in here, but it fell out. And then there's some like broke head bolts that I drilled and extracted. There's the flywheel bolt that broke, 2 of them. Yeah, these are my little trophies that I keep. So, but yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. That rod is bent. The piston's laying down there. Once I pull the engine and drop the pan, I'm definitely going to keep that chunk of piston. That's crazy. But yeah, she's done. So I'm still working on getting to the timing cover. I'm getting the timing cover off. But I did reach my finger in here, and I've tried to turn the cam by hand, and I don't know, it feels like the timing chain is fine. Because if the timing chain wasn't holding it, then yeah, like I should be able to stick my finger in there and just spin it freely, but it doesn't move. So I think the timing chain might actually be fine. I think maybe it was just detonation, the piston hit the valve, and it went kablooey. So I don't know. I'm not really for sure what happened. But I know for whatever reason it's always cylinder 3. Always. This is like the 3rd engine I've blown up. It was cylinder 3. And then I just seen Terrell's video in Old Peeler. He blew up cylinder 3. Like, I don't know, there's like 4 other people that's had a misfire. Cylinder 3. For whatever it is with 3800s, it's always a cylinder 3 misfire. No matter what. I don't know what the deal is with them. When they run good, they're fucking amazing. But when you get a misfire, it's always cylinder 3 or cylinder 6. So, I don't know. It's always, for me, it always seems to be this ground here. I always fix this ground. And that seems to fix it most of the time. But I don't know, it seemed like she was running great, so I'm not really for sure what happened. But I'm going to get this head down because I've got to remove all these valve springs and get those in a like a Ziploc bag and get them packaged up and get those ready to get shipped out once they're paid for. But yeah, they are called for, so I'm going to get to work, get these valve springs off, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all. Well, somebody wanted the snout with the pulley and hub, but they have a Gen 3, not a Gen 5, so this won't work. But I had it all pulled apart to get the snout off, so I decided to go ahead and pull the rotors. And they look pretty fucked up. So I looked in the housing, and it is done. Yeah. So, yeah, this supercharger's toast. There's no fixing that. But the snout is still good. So the bypass valve and stuff is still good. But the rest of it's scrap. So, yeah, if anybody wants to get the pulley with the hub, I'll just include the Gen 5 snout with it. Say it's all still fine over here. This all still spins nice and free. So, good Gen 5 snout with a 3.0 pulley and hub. We'll say like 85 bucks. Alright YouTube, so it's been a couple of days. So I just started working on this. I've got the power steering pump unbolted. And so I can get to timing cover bolts. And then I had to remove this little idler pulley that goes here, which is right there. And so I want to know if the timing chain is good or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to set it up over here, somewhere over here like this, to see down one of these little lifter holes. And then I'm going to use this 25 mil wrench. It's actually a 24, but I don't want to try to have to take a bunch of shit off and drop the subframe down to get on this crank bolt. But with this wrench I can kind of get on it a little. I guess, let's see. Oh, hey, the cam is actually moving, so that means the timing chain is good. So the timing chain is still connected. So it wasn't the timing chain that broke. It was just the piston broke. God, this thing got destroyed in there. But, well, that's at least good news. So, I mean, the cam definitely has a few little marks on it. I don't know. But that means the timing chain is intact. So, at least pulling the balancer and getting everything off of it and getting the engine out, at least it's worth something. It's not just, I'm just leaving it in there because it's blown up. And at least now I know for sure the timing chain is still good. So I can either save or sell that along with the cam. And yeah, kind of go from there. So I guess I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to try to get this timing cover removed. And I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, I think I got all the bolts out. I got the 3 that go underneath through the oil pan into the bottom of the timing cover there. I got the 2 on the crank sensor, which also hold it. I got the one right behind the oil filter and the one above it. I got the ones on the water pump. I'm pretty sure that's it. So oh yeah, there we go. So we're being held on probably by that dowel. Yeah, it looks like we're being held on by that dowel right there. So I'm going to grab a pry bar or a flathead and pry in between right there. And then it should get this thing popped off of there. Alright, so I got a few pry bars out of the shed. Let's see if we can get this pried out of here. Alright, that was a little too long. A little bit shorter one. No, still a little too long. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, looks like the timing chain is still there, baby. So I'm probably going to have to remove the water pump, I guess. Oh, maybe not. Damn. With the factory tensioner on it. I wasn't trying to have that thing come loose. Looks like it's still torqued down. Bolt's not just moving. Well, that's good news. It means the double roller timing chain is still good. Fingers crossed the cam is still good. But that's really good news. That was a $200 timing set. So hopefully I can still get like 70 or 80 bucks for it used if I don't keep everything. It really just depends on if people start buying a bunch of stuff, because the only thing that sold so far was the AEM wideband O2 engage, and then the scan gauge. Those are the only two things that sold so far. No actual engine stuff has sold. So if the cam is good, the timing chain's good, the valve springs and retainers are still good. So I mean, if nobody buys anything else and I get another engine, I could still potentially build another engine and put back in here. So I haven't got rid of any of the actual physical hard parts yet. Nobody's really wanted to buy any of that stuff. So I guess I'm going to work on getting the timing set off of here. Got to get that cam bolt out, get the timing chain off, and I'll give you another update. Alright, well, I'm trying to get the timing chain off. And it's not really wanting to come off from around this lock. I mean, it moves a tad. I just can't get the gear to come off the cam. So I'm gonna see what I gotta do to get this off of here, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, made a little more progress. Timing set is off. So now I've got to get these two Torx bits out of this cam retainer plate, and then I can, I guess, start to kind of pull the cam out some. I mean, I really can't. I really need to have the engine out to get it out. So I guess I've already got the bolt out of the lower engine mount. So I'm guessing maybe if I just undo the bell housing bolts, maybe I can lift the engine up and slide it over enough to get the clutch out from inside the trans. Maybe I can get the engine out just how it is. I mean, I don't think there's any rear sensors. No, rear knock sensor doesn't plug in. So I guess really I just have the starter wire, and that's it. I just got starter wires. And then I think there's a ground, but maybe not. Oh yeah, it's back, it's underneath this mount. So yeah, I've got a ground over here and the starter wires and then bell housing bolts. And I should be able to have this engine out of here, and then I can pull the cam out. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I've still got a few more hours of daylight, and I'll give you guys another update. Try to have this cam out of here today. Look at here though, got the timing chain off. Timing chain is still good. The stock tensioner I had on it broke, but timing set's still good. Just about ready to pull the engine out. Alright you guys, so I've made some more progress. I've got the bolt out of the engine mount down there underneath. I've got all my bell housing bolts out, and she's loose. So she's ready to come out. I've just got to get the cherry picker out of the shed, hook the chain up, and then I should be able to lift it up some, hopefully pull it this way and get the clutch and everything to come out of the trans without messing anything up. And yeah, hopefully I can get the engine pulled out. But that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow, because there's so many like mosquitoes and bugs out here, and I'm getting ate up and I'm dirty. I've been out here all day, I'm tired. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the wheel back on over here and get her set back on the ground, just because I know the manager lady's gonna be here tomorrow, and I don't want any shit about them maybe towing cars. So yeah, I'm just gonna put all this back on, take it off jack stands, put it back on the ground, and I'm gonna pick this up another day. But She's torn apart. I've pretty much got everything off of it that I want to get except for the cam. And yeah, so I've got a good crank pulley and crank sensor, double roller, good timing cover, the front mount, which that's more of a transmission mount, not an engine mount. But yeah, and then I've got to get my actual lower engine mount there. But yeah, I mean, overall, I've pretty much got everything I want to get. The only other thing I want to do is once the engine's out, I want to drop the oil pan, because I want that chunk of piston that fell down in there. Yeah. Hold on. There she is. Yeah, I want that big chunk of piston right there. So, I guess y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update probably tomorrow night once it starts getting dark and the manager lady's gone tomorrow. So, y'all have a good night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hey there, YouTube. So it's been like 4 days. It's Thursday night, like 10:30 at night, and it's been raining like all week. It even rained earlier today, and it finally stopped. And yeah, the manager lady, she went home a few hours ago, and so I decided to come out here and work on this a little bit. My phone was dead, so I had it up here on the charger, and yeah, I was able to get the engine block pulled out with the cherry picker. And so now I've got to get the remove this cam retainer plate, and then once I remove the cam retainer plate, then I can pull the cam out, and that'll pretty much be everything that I want. So I've got the flywheel and the clutch and pressure plate removed, got the bolts bagged up so I don't lose them. But yeah, I think the only other thing I really want to do to it is pull the oil pan so I can get that chunk of piston out of there. And I don't know, I might pull these other pistons out just because they are kind of new, but I think they're junk. But I'm definitely going to grab a torque bit, get this cam retainer plate off of here, and get this cam pulled out so I can assess the damage on the cam and see if it's still usable or not. So I'm going to grab some torque bits, and I'll give you another update. Alright, guys, so I got the cam retainer plate off, and it is a, if I can get the size, oh well, I guess it ain't gonna come out of there, but it's a T something. Let's see, it was, I don't know, what is that one? That one's a T27, so that one's one bigger, so maybe a T30. I'm not for sure, but that was the size. So I got those out, got the cam removed. It is right here. I'm about to use this rag and get it all wiped down, and then I can assess any damages. Alright, so I just got her wiped down. So we've got a couple little nicks on a few of the cam lobes. So yeah, see, there's one on that one there. There's one on that one there. A little bit there. A little bit on that one. That one looks okay. That one's got a few marks right in here. Looks like pieces hit the cam. So that's some of the chunks flying around in there. Another spot right there. So those two look okay. Oh, a couple little dings. That's the bad one. So that one's got a nice big chunk missing there. Looks like there's some on this side as well. I mean, overall, it doesn't look like the lobe is out, but it probably definitely needs like polished. It looks like whatever happened, it was like all the shit slinging around in there hit that cam lobe. But that's like the worst one. And that's not even the bad cylinder. That's cylinder 1. So I don't even know. Yeah, these are like cylinders. Well, that one's cylinder. Let's see, this one's further over. Yeah, so these are cylinder 1. These two are cylinder 2. Then 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, yeah, cylinder 3 is the one that blew up. So I was expecting to see damage here. But it really doesn't look that bad other than just a couple little dings. Like, you can't feel it, but you can definitely see it. But that one there, you can definitely feel that one. You can't feel it up here, but you can feel that piece there, and you can feel it over here on this side. So I don't know, this cam might be savable. I mean, I guess I could always just send it if I get another block, but I don't know. I do have a brand new set of LS7 lifters, so if I get another engine, I could totally toss this all back together with the timing set and have another engine. I'm still going to need a front head and another Gen 5 supercharger and a gasket kit. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I needed to get this out of here so I could inspect this cam. And that's pretty much the last things that I needed to grab out of here. So, and then I do want to grab that piston that's in the oil pan down there. But I'll probably have to do that tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't want to be out here too much just in case the manager lady does drive by. I don't need any more issues than what I already have. So, I guess I'm going to try to get this thing around back here. I need to get the jack and the cherry picker put up and get my tools picked back up and try to stash this engine block around back and go from there. Alright, you guys, so I've got everything picked up. I got the engine moved over here. I wrapped it up in a bag and tried to hide it under this chair. And I rolled the car forward, so from the side it's kind of hidden. So, I guess, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video. I'm still kind of on the fence on if I want to try to get another engine or if I just want to sell the parts and figure it out another time, get a different engine. I mean, I love having the Supercharged 3800 in here, but I know I'm still kind of just back and forth about this cam. And if the cam is too far gone, then I don't have $350 to buy a replacement NIC cam right now. So, yeah, I mean, I could probably get a gasket kit. It's like 120 to 140 bucks for a full engine gasket kit. But then I still have the issue with the bad piston rings on the other engine. So it's like, I don't even know. I don't know what to do, what I'm going to do. But yeah, so, like I said, that's going to be it for this video. So, if you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And please share the videos. And tell everyone you know to hit the subscribe button. Because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can start making some money. And that will help fund the builds a little bit, and I'll be able to do a little bit more. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess leave me a comment down below, and y'all stay tuned for the next video, and I'll catch you guys later.